Ain Jalut was a battle that stopped the Mongols forever. The first time in history the Mongols were stopped and made them run from battlefield. It was a moment when the world believed the Mongols were invincible and were proven wrong. For more than 40 years, the Mongols had never been defeated. Cities surrendered without fighting. Kings fled without resistance. Baghdad had already fallen. Damascus had already surrendered. And now the most feared army in human history was marching toward Egypt. Everyone believed that. The Mongols could not be stopped. But in a small valley called Ain Jalut, that belief would collapse forever. And the reason wasn't superior numbers. It was a decision no one expected and planning no one has imagined. There was a myth of Mongol invincibility, and that myth was very real. By the mid-13th century, the Mongols were not just an army, they were a legend of terror. Their strategy was simple: spread fear before the battle even began. This fear wasn't accidental. It was intentionally created by Mongols. The Mongols destroyed entire cities and allowed a few survivors to escape. Those survivors spread terror wherever they went. So when the Mongol army finally arrived, many cities surrendered without a fight. They sent letters demanding surrender, and those who resisted were erased from history. The battle was often won before it even began. But in 1260, at a place called Ain Jalut, fear met its match and it's beaten forever. While the world in panic from Central Asia to the Middle East, rulers made the same choice: surrender or be destroyed. The Abbasid Caliph believed Baghdad was untouchable. He was proven wrong. When news of Baghdad's destruction spread, panic followed. And now, Egypt awaited. Everyone expected Egypt to fall next, except one man, the man who refused to fear. That man was Sultan Qutuz. He was not born as a king. He had seen Mongol cruelty with his own eyes and had observed their war strategies very closely. He had learned retreat and then attack when enemy is not ready. When Mongol envoys arrived demanding surrender, Qutuz made a decision no ruler had dared to make. He executed them. No one had ever done this before, as most believed it was suicide. This act of Qutuz was first step toward winning the psychological war. By killing the envoys, Qutuz did something powerful. He shattered the myth of fear. For the first time, the Mongols were told, "We are not afraid." Qutuz stood before his army knowing one thing: numbers would not save them, faith would, and only a greater mind could defeat a greater force. And he planned to use the Mongols' own tactics against them. The location was a trap. Qutuz chose the battlefield carefully: a narrow valley, hills on both sides, limited space for Mongol cavalry to maneuver. When Qutuz' army appeared weak, then they did something unexpected but planned. They retreated. It looked like defeat, but it was a trap. The Mongols take the bait and they did what they had always done. They charged and followed the enemy with their known speed. They believed the enemy was fleeing. Victory seemed moments away, but they didn't know what waited in the hills. For the first time in history, the hunters were about to become the hunted. Suddenly, the valley exploded. Hidden forces attacked from both sides. The Mongol formation collapsed. Confidence replaced by confusion. Speed turned into chaos, and Mongols suffered a big loss. But Mongols recovered and returned back in fight. As the battle intensified, the Muslim lines began to weaken. Then Qutuz did something unusual and very brave. He removed his helmet. Now enemy can see him, but his fellow men too. He rode forward. Then he shouted, "Waislama!" The cry echoed through the valley. His soldiers saw Qutuz attacking the enemy with his full force. It motivated them. Troops regrouped. Morale surged. The line held. In that single moment, history changed its direction and turned against Mongols, and the unthinkable happens. The Mongols began to retreat, not as a tactic, not as deception, but in real. Their commander was killed. Their army broke. For the first time ever, the Mongols were beaten in an open battle. and the shock waves were felt across the world. For Muslim world, success mattered a lot. Ain Jalut was more than a battle. It saved Egypt. It preserved Islamic civilization. It stopped Mongol expansion westward. Most importantly, it destroyed the myth of Mongol invincibility. From that day forward, the world knew Mongols could be defeated if fought bravely and wisely. But the victory came at a terrible personal cost. The betrayal hit Muslim again, and most terrible thing happened. On the road back from victory, Sultan Qutuz was assassinated. The man who saved the Muslim world would never rule it. Power passed to another figure, a man whose ambition would shape the future of the region, and his name was Baibars. Ain Jalut ended one era, but it began another. The rise of Baibars, the transformation of the Mamluks, and a new balance of power in the Islamic world. That story is even more dramatic than the battle itself. Watch the next video to see what happened next.